Welcome to the video lecture for your marketing management class. In this video lecture, we are going to be discussing the decisions portion of the PharmaSim simulation. We talk about the marketing planning process. In class and in text so far, we've talked about situation analysis, talked about the 5 C's: context, competitors, customers, collaborators, and company. We've talked about marketing strategy in regards to segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And we've talked about the marketing mix: product, place, price, and promotion. In the simulation, we will go through the situational analysis by using company reports and marketing research to better understand your current position and uncover any problems and opportunities in the marketplace. Under the strategy piece, we will identify how we will segment the market, we will identify who we are going to be targeting, and we will identify how we will outperform our competition. In marketing mix, we will get into specifics. Specifics in the product, specifics in the price, the sales force, promotion, advertising, and the messages we are sending out. When we talk about the navigation and how to access the site, one thing I wanted to say before we get into this is this video lecture is to augment the operations manual that you view for the course. It is not meant to replace not reading about the case and the operations manual. The operation manual will go into much more detail on the different decisions. Again, this is something you're going to have to read for you to be successful in the simulation. The analysis is where you'll find the budget allocation report and the what if menu option. Company provides internal company reports such as the income statement and sales reports. The market contains information on market conditions, competition, and distribution channels. Survey is where you'll find nationwide survey of the OTC customers or consumers. Things to keep in mind is marketing planning is a process. Your decision should fit into your long-term plans and goals. Marketing is still about numbers and skill, understanding complex research studies, financial implications, discovering market drivers, forecasting, etc. But you are going to face some unknowns. Your job is to make the best decisions you can in a changing environment. When we talk about decisions, the complexity of decisions will increase as your roles in the company increases. First couple decisions, you're going to have the role of brand assistant. Then you need to pay attention of when you become the assistant brand manager and brand manager. Types of decisions you're going to be interchanging with is in the area of sales force, pricing, advertising, promotion, and a slew of special decisions. We look at the sales force. The brand assistant identifies the number of direct and indirect salespeople. As you move through each of these categories, from brand assistant, assistant brand manager, and brand manager, for each of these decisions, you'll continue to make those choices, and then once you move to the next level of promotion, you get additional choices that are added onto it. Under Salesforce, the assistant brand manager then is added identifying number of salespeople in direct and indirect channels. And so for direct channels, we look at independent drugstores, chain drugstores, grocery stores, convenience stores, and mass merchandise stores. In the indirect distribution, we look at our salespeople being allocated to wholesaler support, merchandisers, and detailers. Anytime you want to add a salesperson to your staff, you need to understand that Salesforce costs start at about $60,000 per person. Training costs are incurred for expanding the sales force as well as training replacements for turnover. Make sure you read the case to identify what they feel your percentage of turnover is going to be on a decision-by-decision basis. The direct sales force is going to sell directly to retail channels. Wholesalers distribute to retailers who do not buy direct from manufacturers. Manufacturers focus on special promotions and shelf space and other in-store support. Detailers are going to distribute free samples and promotional materials to influence physicians and pharmacist referrals. Our next decision we're going to be looking at is in the area of pricing. Brand assistant is going to have the ability to adjust the manufactured retail suggested price. The assistant brand manager and brand manager is going to identify that and be able to identify the pricing for volume discounts. You're talking about pricing decisions. Volume discounts must be between 10 and 50%. Large retailers tend to buy direct, while smaller retailers buy from wholesalers. The price consumers pay will vary based on retail and wholesale markup, promotional allowance, and volume discount. Talking about advertising, brand assistant is going to be in charge of the total advertising budget. The assistant brand manager is going to be in charge of the advertising budget, choosing the ad agency, and the breakdown of the ad message between a primary message, a benefit-specific message, comparison advertisements, and reminder advertisements. The brand manager is going to have the advertising budget, agency selection, ad message breakdown, target segment breakdown, which companies to compare your advertisements to, and which benefits to promote for your advertisements. We look at advertising. Some key terms to look at is the advertising budget, total media expenditures. The ad agency, a higher cost agency produces higher quality ads, and ad messages percentages must total 100%. And the last area we're going to look at in this video lecture is promotion. The brand assistant is going to look at the promotional allowance, the trade promotion, and consumer promotions. The assistant brand manager is going to look at co-op advertising, point of purchase, trial sizes, and coupon budget. The brand manager is going to create a detailed co-op advertising breakdown and a detailed consumer promotion breakdown. Promotional allowance gains shelf space from about 10 to 20% of your MSRP. Co-op advertising helps retailers promote your product, increases awareness. Point of purchase displays promote the brand in retail outlets. Trial sizes encourage consumers to try the product, and coupons will stimulate repurchase and shopper trials.